Hey guys, welcome back. I know this is I've been doing these string trimmer videos to death, guys, but we got the really popular STIHL X-Line from STIHL. Pretty much the most popular stuff out there on the market right now. This is pretty much what most lawn guys will tell you is the best line out there. The X-Line is like their version of the black diamond line. It's yellow, it's really high visible. You can see it when you're flipping your machine upside down to edge and stuff like that. It comes in 105, I believe, and 095 as well. I've never actually used this stuff, so it's going to be a first impression test on how it works and how clean it cuts. It does have like a cross looking design. I guess that would be good for cutting. It has nice sharp edges. Really expensive line. Comes in spools. You can get the big giant 5-pound, 3-pound spools for like $60 to $70. A lot of people swear by this stuff being the best. This is 105, and my head's not really rated for 105, so we're going to take about 4 arm lengths off, and I'm going to show you guys how to put this on the rapid replace head. And it'll be the first time I've ever used this, so it'll be a first impressions test on how this stuff works in thick and, you know, well-grown grass out there. So we're going to try it in various different tests and chain length test as well, see how good it is or if I'll ever buy it again. So we'll start off with my neighbor's yard over here and then work our way down there to the apartment complexes, where I got to do some weed whacking anyways, guys. And we're going to test this out and see how it works. Okay guys, on the speed feed head for Husqvarna with the rapid replace head, there's a little mark right here on your speed feed head. If that mark is not lined up with the eye guides on both sides, you won't be able to feed the line through. But once you got this little mark on the head lined up with this mark right here on this eye and right here, you can put one piece of line through and then pull the line from a different angle while you got the machine on the ground and pull it to the same size and or the right length from the other side. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that real quick. I'm gonna place it up here real quick since we got it already lined up with the holes. I'm gonna take some of this line, and be careful guys, this line could be fairly sharp and cut your hands. I'm gonna take about 4 arm lengths of this stuff, like 1, 2, 3, and 4 should do it. About 4. I don't really want to use too much of this line. And you can put it back on the line holder like that, and you can take the line, like, I don't know if you guys can see this, but take and put a loop in your line like this. And if you got a line cutter, you can use that, or a pair of industrial size wire snips, or even a you know, take that loop like that, and it should pop the line. Like I said, this is an old line cutter. Again, it might take some time to cut it, but eventually it will cut it. Alrighty, now we're gonna put this line, the STIHL line, on the Husqvarna trimmer head. Look on the other side of the fence to do this, but sometimes you kind of chew the line up a little bit. But if you want to get it in here, you push it through the hole. It doesn't want to go through the other side, but this time it did. And then you can lay this on the ground and do this too as well, but since we have the fence here, I'm just going to pull the line until it's even on both sides. May not always be even on both sides, but yeah. Start cranking it in counterclockwise, and it should go on the spool. Counterclockwise. Sometimes if you pull on it a little bit, it might tighten it up a little bit. That's why I didn't put much of this 105 line on here. It's as simple as that with these Husqvarna heads, Echo speed feed heads, whatever you are using, even the Shakespeare X Pro heads as well. I think we might have too much line. I think we got too much line on there. Hopefully it'll come out right. But okay, let's get into the testing here. You know, prime it about 6 times usually, and then okay guys, done with this job with the STIHL 105 line. Cut really good, you guys can see. Cut really close, but is it the perfect line? Probably not. That I've ever used. Is it the best stuff? It kind of, you know, it came out of the string trimmer really good. It cut nice and flat and did a pretty good job, as you guys can see right here. As you guys see here, I had to bump it like 3 or 4 times in here. When I use that HIPAA stuff that I did a video on, I don't have to bump my head but maybe once or twice, you know, weed whacking the weeds out of this brick. But I had to bump it more than once to get this part of the job finished over here. So yeah, it's not the best line I've ever used, but yeah, it holds up. This stuff is 105 and it should have held up a little bit better, but I guess it did what it did. I mean, as you guys can see, this is just already well-grown grass from one of my other that I weed whack all the time, and it cut nice and flat. It didn't gouge the grass out. It does cut fairly well for what it is. Now we're gonna go test it on a little bit thicker grass, guys, and show you what it's keeping. What you guys see here, this is like a couple weeks worth of grass growth. I'm just gonna do around the chain link fence, see how it holds up there. This stuff holds up, this steel stuff. that's the end of the video. Is this STIHL line better than any other nylon strap I've ever used before, string, whatever you want to call it? No, it isn't. Breaks off a lot on the chain link fence. Like I said, the chain link fence is always the great equalizer of any string trimmer line. Par with a lot of the it's not great, it's about on par with all the big name Echo black diamond lines. It cut really good though, as you guys can see. It cut really nice and even. It definitely cuts a lot more even than rounded line does. Rounded line sometimes leaves that like wavy looking look in the ground when you're using it, but it did cut nice and even. Now I will give it that, but it gets up this chain link fence, man, it just tore up from the floor up, guys. So yeah, is it a, what do I think about this STIHL line? I give it a 3 out of 5 stars. I don't think it's great. It doesn't hold up really good against chain link fence or the stones that I used it on. You know, weed whacking those little stone bricks and stuff over there from my buddy's yard. It just broke off a lot. I think it's more hype than quality. I mean, some people love it. Some people swear by it being the best line. It did cut even though. I will give it that though. It cuts even like black diamond does, but it really doesn't hold up really well against chain link fence or even bricks. I've had cheaper line like that HIPAA stuff actually work a lot better around bricks and fence over this stuff here. So it's not bad, I guess, but for the price to, you know, what you pay for it, I mean, there's better alternatives out there like Weed Warrior I've used. That's really good stuff from Walmart. Heavy duty Weed Warrior round line. Weed Warrior triangle line. I've used some of the Shakespeare round stuff. That is good stuff. Even the Husqvarna Trim Force stuff I used in my previous video worked even better than this stuff and held up a lot better at a lower gauge than this. But again, that's round line. It kind of leaves the wavy look in the grass, but this cut really beautifully. I will give it that. It cuts really beautifully. It doesn't leave any wavy marks in the ground when you're using it. But other than that, do I recommend it? I guess if you want to spend a lot of money on the line and it breaks off and frays off like crazy, unlike the rounded line I've used and some of that HIPAA stuff I've used, it works okay for what it is. Cuts really good though, nice and even cuts. And do I recommend it? I recommend it if you don't care about how much the price of the line costs per spool. I recommend it for more of a residential line, for a residential string trimmer. But I would go with their like braided twisted line because they have a lower gauge of it, which is it's a 0.95. It's a little bit smaller. It fits on this head better. I could only get 4 arm lengths in here of this 105 stuff. And usually with some of the STIHL stuff I've used in the past, like the twisted braided stuff, I can get at least 6 arm lengths on here, so I get more line on here. The STIHL stuff's okay. It pretty much performs like every STIHL line I've ever used. It just breaks off really easy around fences. It's not the it's not the be all and end all in string trimmer lines, but it's an okay, I guess, if you are brand specific and you want to spend more money on string trimmer line. And there's a lot better options out there, guys, on string trimmer line than this stuff. Okay guys, if you like the video, please hit the like, share, subscribe. Tell me what you think, and I hope you all enjoy it. Take it easy. It's been your old pal Hondo. Bye bye.